Once upon a time, there lived a poor couple, Dorji and his wife Karma. They had nothing that was worth keeping except for a charkhab. Charkhab is a rain gear woven from yak hairs, also used as a blanket during cold winter months. Dorji had waited a long time to dye his charkhab. And finally one morning, he went to the forest to collect dye shrubs. Before leaving the house, however, he advised his wife to exchange some red dye for a ladle if a dye merchant arrived during his absence. Not long after Dorji had left, a dye merchant arrived. Karma offered to exchange her ladle with the red dye, but the merchant refused. She showed him a bigger ladle, only to be refused again. Since they had no other valuables, she gave their charkhab in exchange for his red dye. The merchant accepted it happily. Soon Dorji returned with a load of dye plants. As soon as he crossed the threshold, he asked his wife whether a dye merchant had come.
A dye seller came and I bought the dye you wanted,
She replied.
My wise old woman did a good job,
Dorji said in joy.
Now take out the charkhab and let me start dyeing.
But she replied.
I gave the charkhab to the dye merchant since he refused to accept the ladle.
My foolish old woman didn't do a good job,
Dorji said, and immediately left the house in pursuit of the dye merchant. On his way, Dorji saw a woman weaving beside a cave and recognized her as the dye merchant's wife. He went near her unnoticed and sat beside her as if he was meditating. The woman saw him after some time and shouted,
Who are you? Why are you here? Did you come here from heaven above or hell below? Why are you silent?
Dorji knew that she had lost a son a few years before and replied, I have come from the hell where your son has broken the horns of the Lord of Death. He has sent me to get reparations from his parents.
Our son is turning our heads down even from the hell. What an expensive mistake. Did he fight with the Lord of Death? Take whatever reparations the Lord wants,
She cried and offered all her wealth. No sooner did Dorji leave her house carrying a load of valuables than the dye merchant arrived home. His wife refused to speak to him and he asked why she was so quiet.
I'm mad at our late son's temper. He has broken the Lord of Death's horn in the hell, and the Lord has sent a man to get reparations. The man took all our money, belongings, valuables. Whatever he could carry,
She explained, breaking down to tears. The dye merchant immediately went out to find the messenger. He saw a man carrying a load from a distance, and shouted,
Let me see how far and fast you can run before I catch you.
and began to chase him. Dorji ran as fast as he could when he suddenly came across a man who was plowing a field.
Run, a man is coming to kill you,
He shouted. The plowman immediately ran away for his life while Dorji took up the plow. The dye merchant arrived soon, panting, and asked for the direction the man had fled. Dorji showed the direction, and off the dye merchant went. After some time, he caught the plowman and asked him to return his belongings.
I'm innocent,
He said, and explained how a stranger had fooled him into running. Meanwhile, Dorji returned home with the plowman's 2 oxen and asked his wife.
Take the oxen to a place where the grass is greenest and most luxuriant.
Karma looked everywhere, but wherever she looked she found that only cliffs were all covered with the greenest grass. So, she drove the animals to the top where the grass appeared greenest, and sadly the oxen fell off the cliff and died.